Welcome back to Next Bike World, the home of throttle-hungry riders, two-stroke fanatics, and everyone who lives for the roar of raw dirt power. Today, we're diving deep into a machine that's been reborn straight from the pages of motocross history: the legendary, the brutal, the iconic 2025 Kawasaki KX500. Yes, it's back, and it's more ferocious than ever. Once the king of open-class motocross, the KX500 had a reputation for being an untamed beast, a two-stroke monster that demanded respect. Kawasaki pulled it off the shelves back in 2004, and for years, hardcore enthusiasts have been begging for a comeback. Well, Kawasaki listened, and in 2025, they've unleashed a modern version of the KX500 that stays true to its roots, while injecting it with today's cutting-edge motocross technology. So, what makes this bike such a big deal? Let's start with what's at the heart of this fire-breathing machine: the engine. The 2025 KX500 features a completely redesigned 499cc liquid-cooled two-stroke single-cylinder engine. Now, don't let the retro displacement fool you. This isn't just a reissue of the old motor. Kawasaki engineers have reworked the entire power plant with modern metallurgy, improved porting, a new combustion chamber design, and digital ignition mapping. The result, a terrifying but manageable 72 horsepower, delivered with that unmistakable two-stroke bark. This bike isn't just about top-end brutality, it now delivers a more linear power band with improved torque in the mid-range, making it more controllable across a wider range of terrain. Thanks to a state-of-the-art Kawasaki power valve system, KIPS, that dynamically adjusts exhaust port timing, the 2025 KX500 gives you that classic two-stroke hit without being totally unrideable like its predecessor could sometimes be. Throttle response is razor-sharp, twisted, and the rear wheel bites with violent enthusiasm. The KX500 rockets off the line and hauls through the gears with jaw-dropping acceleration. And yes, it still uses a 5-speed gearbox, refined for modern riding conditions with smoother shifts and tighter gear ratios. It's old school in spirit, but modern in execution. Now let's talk about the frame, one of the biggest upgrades over the original. The new KX500 uses an all-new aluminum perimeter frame, modeled after the KX450 chassis. It's lightweight, rigid where it needs to be, and flex-tuned for aggressive off-road use. The chassis geometry has been optimized for high-speed stability while still offering the nimbleness you need on tighter technical tracks. Compared to the old steel frame from the 90s, the 2025 version feels like piloting a missile that actually listens to your input. Weight is always a concern on a big-bore two-stroke, but Kawasaki has kept the KX500's weight down to an impressive 238 pounds. Combined with the redesigned chassis and improved balance, this thing feels surprisingly agile for its size. Suspension duties are handled by KIB 49mm OS aeroil separate forks up front, fully adjustable of course, with 310mm of travel. Out back, a KIB shock with a revised linkage system provides up to 315mm of travel, perfect for soaking up jumps, whoops, and rough trails. Whether you're blasting through dunes, skimming across whoops, or flying over tabletops, the KX500 handles it all with confidence. Braking performance has also been modernized. A 270mm pedal disc with a twin-piston caliper up front, and a 240mm disc at the rear, both provide strong, fade-resistant stopping power. This is essential on a bike with this much punch. You'll need all the control you can get. One of the most surprising elements of the 2025 KX500 is the inclusion of launch control and handlebar-mounted ignition maps. Yes, you heard that right, a two-stroke dirt bike with selectable maps. Riders can switch between aggressive, intermediate, and mellow modes, depending on the terrain and skill level. While it's still very much a raw machine, this tech helps bridge the gaps between vintage violence and modern control. Design-wise, Kawasaki didn't hold back. The KX500 looks mean, finished in Kawasaki's signature lime green, with sharp graphics and aggressive bodywork. It screams race-ready. The plastics are sleeker and more aerodynamic, with improved airflow routing to keep that massive engine cool. The new air intake system, cleverly designed into the side panels and under-seat ducting, allows more direct airflow into the engine, optimizing performance across the RPM range. The ergonomics have also been modernized. A new slimmer seat, adjustable handlebar mounts, and a reshaped fuel tank make it easier to move around on the bike, especially during cornering and scrubbing jumps. The updated radiator shrouds and side panels are not just for looks, they improve rider grip and cooling efficiency. Let's talk tires and wheels. You've got Dunlop Geomax MX34S's standard, mounted on DID Dirt Star rims, 21 inches up front, 19 inches at the rear. These tires are track-proven and give the KX500 all the traction you need, whether you're tearing up the motocross track or charging through off-road terrain. Now, let's address something important. This bike is not for beginners. The KX500 is a purpose-built machine meant for experienced riders who crave power and aren't afraid to tame the beast. It's not about convenience, not about electronics coddling you. It's about grit, technique, and a bit of madness. But that's also its biggest selling point. It brings back raw motocross energy in a way that no four-stroke can replicate. In terms of maintenance, it's still a two-stroke, so simplicity reigns. No valves to adjust, no complex top-end service schedules. If you're mechanically inclined, the KX500 will be your dream. Kawasaki has even made toll-free access to the air filter and quick change panels, so trackside service is faster and easier than ever. And now for the question you've been waiting for: how much does the 2025 KX500 cost? The MSRP is set at $10,499. For a bike with this kind of legacy, re-engineered for the modern era with top-tier components and technology, it's a fair price. Yes, it's a bit more than your average $250 or $450, but then again, this isn't your average dirt bike. So, who is the 2025 Kawasaki KX500 for? It's for the rider who remembers the glory days of big bore two-strokes and wants that thrill again, but with modern reliability and tech. It's for those who want to dominate open-class races, sand dunes, hill climbs, or enduro loops with brute torque and explosive speed. It's for the rider who smiles at the thought of arm pump and rear wheel roost. If that sounds like you, the KX500 is calling your name. Let's be real, this bike isn't here to play nice. It's here to make a statement, and that statement is loud, smoky, and full of adrenaline. Kawasaki took the most infamous two-stroke dirt bike ever made and brought it roaring into the 21st century, not watered down, not tamed, but refined for today's dirt warriors. So, what do you think of the 2025 KX500? Is it the revival you've been dreaming of? Would you ride it flat out or just stare at it with a mix of fear and excitement? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to Next Bike World, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next ride into motorcycle madness. Whether it's dirt, road, or track, we bring you the most thrilling machines the world has to offer. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your revs high and your rubber side down.